Let's just have a relaxed talk. And then they do their job. We don't mind them, right?
Okay. So please tell me about yourself and how you became a KONIS mom.
Okay, my name is Heini Korhonen. I'm a diplomat working at the Finnish embassy here in Seoul. And me and my family, that's my husband and my son, arrived in Korea 3 years ago in August 2013. And my son at the time was 6 months old. He was born in Finland, and then I took 6 months maternity leave. And when we arrived to Korea, then my husband took 6 months paternity leave. And then when Eino turned 1 year old here in Korea, my husband started working part-time for his company back in Finland. We are in the lucky position that he's an IT consultant, so he can work long distance just when he has internet, and he can do his job. So then we took in a nanny to allow my husband to work, and we were looking for a kindergarten for Eino. Eino is my son's name, and we were considering all kinds of options, Korean kindergartens, international kindergartens, and so on. Mostly the first factor was the age, that KONIS allowed only 2-year-old kids to enter, so that was the first factor why we found KONIS. Okay, we have a chance, he can enter when he's 2 years old. And the other factor for us was that when considering Korean kindergartens, there are a lot of cultural differences between Finland and Korea and the way of parenting and education. And the other factor is that while I speak daily conversation level Korean, my husband was only learning at the time. So we as parents, we should be able to communicate fully with the teachers. And so we felt a little bit more comfortable finding an English-speaking kindergarten for our son. And then the international kindergartens, well, there's location issues, that too, physical location to where we live, but also cost issue. That's also a factor for the Finnish Foreign Ministry. They don't pay everything. So we are not free riders. We mostly, the biggest part we pay ourselves. And then they are very, very academically kind of directed. So that is also something we were not looking for. So when we found KONIS, and at the time we didn't know about Montessori pedagogics, but we found out about Montessori pedagogics after visiting KONIS for the first time and seeing the nice facilities and meeting the nice teachers, having the easiness of communication with you. So then we went to internet and searched more about Montessori pedagogics, and we found out that it's actually very close to just the general attitude we have in Finland towards education and what we would expect from a Finnish kindergarten for our child. Montessori pedagogics actually provides that for us. In a normal Finnish kindergarten, maybe it's not so pedagogical, the approach, but the general attitude is the same, although they don't have all the special tools and lessons and the specialized approach that you here at KONIS apply.
So why are you sending your son Eino to KONIS? Are you satisfied?
We are extremely satisfied. It's Eino's been here since he was 2 years old, and we are. I can't imagine anything that we would. There's no, how would I say, nothing we want more. It's just been the perfect solution for us. It's the closest possible option for us as a Finnish family when we do not have a Scandinavian or a Finnish kindergarten anywhere to available for us. So KONIS was the closest and the best option for us.
Yeah, and also please tell me about Eino's experience in KONIS. So what do you think? How he grew in many areas, right?
Yes.
So what do you think?
With Eino, we've been paying especially close attention to his development because he was born 3 months early. So, of course, as a mother and father, we have been extremely worried about his development. So we've been paying a lot of attention to that. meaning that we are, this sounds horrible, but comparing him with other kids all the time. But finding out that his development is totally normal. I am so proud mother because my baby is 100% average Finnish child. And especially if I consider the fact that at home we only speak Finnish. And here at KONIS he speaks English with teachers, and then there are the other Korean kids too. So there's 3 languages he needs to deal with, and there's 3 cultures as well.
Yeah, right.
So any child could have challenges with that, but and we were very worried, of course, but we haven't seen any hindrance. His linguistic ability, for example, in Finnish language, I can compare to like the average of Finnish kids. He is a little bit more advanced. He knows more words. His sentence structure in his mother tongue is a little bit advanced from the average, actually. So, and in all the other aspects as well, we think his development has been either 100% normal or a little bit quicker than expected. And his character is a very traditional Finnish, kind of a bit slow to warm up to things. But here at KONIS we've seen him warm up to playing with other kids, communicating with just any adult. He's so sociable also when we go out. He's ready to, after a little bit of warm-up, he's ready to talk with anybody and play with anybody. It's remarkable. He's more sociable and more talkative than his father, although he's only 3 years old now.
So you must so satisfied.
Oh, very much so.
Oh, yeah, it's good to hear that. Okay. So what's next? So I heard that you're going back to your country, Finland, right?
Yes.
So you have planned to find Montessori or other kindergarten? So.
Yes, we searched all the different options in Helsinki. First, we thought we'd just enroll him into kind of the easiest or the first option for any parent in Finland would be a municipal kindergarten as close as possible from your home. That would have been the first option. But then I talked to my other colleagues from who've been posted here and there around the world who have also children and are also tackling the same issue. And after talking to them, we concluded that now that Eino has the ability to speak English, he's basically a bilingual 3-year-old and plus alpha, a little bit of Korean. Then we thought, okay, because we do not know how he will do in school in later life, but now he has one skill that he gained with no effort at all, only while having fun and growing up normally with no effort put into it. So that's a gift that we'd like him to keep. In case, for example, if he has difficulties academically in the future, he has one skill that he's got. So that's why we searched through the English-speaking kindergartens in Helsinki. And there were several options, but we also found a Montessori kindergarten.
Oh, you did?
Yes. So now we have a place for him in a Montessori English-speaking Montessori kindergarten in Helsinki, and we are very, very happy with that. So he gets to continue in the Montessori system. And also an English-speaking one, so it's the perfect solution for us. And he's thrived so well here in KONIS that we really would like to see him have the similar wonderful surrounding and to grow up as until now here in KONIS.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah,
right?
I think we are very happy.
And I heard that the Finnish education system is the #1, best in the whole world. So what do you think about the Finnish education and Korean education system? What's the difference? What do you think?
I think the main difference is in the approach. We in Finland have set a national curriculum, but that only sets targets. And then the teachers have a total autonomy on how to help their students to reach those targets. And we pay a lot of attention into scooping up and helping the kids who have difficulties reaching those targets. And those targets are good enough. So we just try to take all the kids to that basic level, that good enough national curriculum target. And that works really fine for Finland. That's where the fame of the Finnish education is based on. We don't have weak students because we help them to become good enough. Then we don't have hug ones because we don't need them, because the special help that children need is given to them in the school, inside the school system. So the school system is there to help everybody reach the good enough level. It is not like in Korea. You tend to compete, and you want your kid not to do well, but to be best. Nothing wrong with that. But then, if the child simply is average, why not be happy with that and let him have a happy life? Why do you need to push so hard academically for top achievement? There's something wrong in the Korean system, because everybody needs to compete so much.
Number one.
In Finland, we just try to help everybody reach the level from where, according to their individual talents, they can then spring up higher. But without this basic level, they don't have the freedom. The kids don't have the freedom of doing what they would be best at. So I think the approach is totally different. Korea, everybody wants to go to the best university. In Finland, we want to make everybody come up to the level that they can choose if they want to go to university.
Yeah, right.
We have, for example, a good example of the freedom and equality there is that after the comprehensive school, it's the same as Korea, 9 years. So after that, we have only 50% of the students go to high school. 50% go to vocational school. So we don't look down on the vocational education either. It's just good enough as long as the child gets to do what he or she wants to and grows up to a happy and useful citizen. Don't have to try to climb higher than your level is.
That means the salary is not that big difference, depends on
Of course there are differences in salaries, but a plumber makes a really good money. If you're a plumber now, you're so much in need that you can charge whatever you want. But if you have a master's degree in literature, you have a difficulty to find a job. So becoming a plumber is the wise choice now.
Yeah, right.
That's really the situation in, I think, whole of Europe, that the academic degree no longer secures anything.
Yeah, right.
So the best thing is if you're inspired master's degree in literature, you will be the one who gets that one job. But if you're an average plumber, you'll be fine.
Right.
So it's
I totally. Yeah,
there's you can't decide the future with the degree. It's about being good at what you do. If you're good at what you do, you will get those chances. But if you just do something, it doesn't work that well.
So we have to see the world in world view. So we have to change our world view.
I really
Otherwise,
think. And one more thing is that in Finland, students make their own choices. The parents don't pressure the kids to choose. The students make their own choices. Sometimes the choice could be wrong, but our education system is built so that there is no dead ends. So you can correct later. Even if you went for the literature major and you find out that it's not for you, you can change back to the vocational school or back to University of Applied Science, or even if you graduated as a plumber, you can go back to then and go to university and become a doctor in literature if you want to. There's no dead end. You can always correct correct your path. And that's one nice feature as well. And why this is good is because us parents, of course we have dreams for our children, we want them to do well, but what do we know about future? If we think back to our ideas when we were in high school, did we foresee 20 years from that? Did we know what we are going to be when we are adults? We have no clue about the world. And now in Korean case especially, the society and the economy are advancing at much faster pace than anywhere else, which means that the parents' dreams become old-fashioned much faster than anywhere else. And at the same time, a Korean parent has more power over his or her children than, for example, in Finland. But the dreams they have are older. So I think the parents in Korea should kind of step back and realize that they are not going to be there in the future. But the children will have to bear every consequences of all the choices made today.
And also, even teachers, they more focus on studying, level, grade. What about the teachers in Finland?
I think they well, start with Finnish teachers are not very well paid. They are just kind of average office work level, not very big salary. Also no grading for the teachers. The freedom of work means that every teacher has a different group of students that he or she is working with. And the teacher's main job and main reward is to take that group as far as possible. And they are not, still they don't get any bonus or higher salary, or they don't get graded amongst other teachers. They are just doing a good job because they want to, because they are motivated, because they enjoy their work, because they have so much freedom in their work. And one thing in Finland is that it's really hard to become a teacher. It's one of the dream professions for children. Only 10% of the applicants get selected for teachers' education, and they all go all the way to master's degree. So they are really hardcore, motivated professionals. So we trust in them. We believe they're doing a good job, and I think if we look at any comparison, they are doing a good job. So no reason for us to doubt that there'd be something that, I mean, need to rank them or kind of try to control them.
That means Finnish parents respect Finnish teachers
very much,
and they work together for the kids, right?
Yes.
I mean, not children.
Yes, and the teachers, they know the children. Nobody wants to say better than the parents, but in many cases, yes. They've seen other kids too. The parent has only seen his or her own children, maybe one, maybe two, maximum maybe three. So what experience is that? But the teacher has seen countless children. They know when a child is in trouble. They know when a child is doing well. They can see where the child is gifted and talented much better than the parents. They are professionals and they see more children. So as a parent, I have full trust towards teachers. They have more experience than I do. Even if the teacher didn't have children herself or himself, he's still seen more children than I have. And teachers have a master's degree in that art of teaching. So what do I know as a parent? I just better trust them. Of course we can discuss and with together combined effort we serve the child the best possible way. But it's not 100% in my brain the best knowledge. Actually it's not.
It's not, right?
No.
Okay, we're still growing, right? Okay. So you're leaving July 22nd, right?
Yes, July 22nd is our last day here, and then the next day on Saturday we leave for a little bit of holiday, and then we return back to Finland in August 7th. Yeah.
So I hope you have good summer vacation and good life in Finland too. Right?
Thank you. Yeah, we are very much looking forward to seeing if the Helsinki English-speaking Montessori lives up to the expectations we have after KONIS.
Yeah, I wish I could visit the school.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
we will be in Helsinki for the next 3 years at least. So please, if you have the time, and if you're traveling to Europe, please stop by in Helsinki.
And one thing I want to know, this is Christian Montessori school, but I know that you're not Christian. So what is your feeling about this kind of situation?
We are not members of church, but me and my husband, we both have Christian education, because in Finland education is part of the religion is part of the education system.
Any religion?
Yes, you have to take some religion class when you're in school, and most of us are members of Lutheran Church, and so also me and my husband, we were baptized when we were children, and we went through the Lutheran education classes as part of the comprehensive education. And that means like 1 hour every week, and we will learn basics of the Christian values and basics of Bible, and then also history, because history is very much in Europe in connection with church and religion. So it's important to understand those basics so that we can understand our society and culture better. So we have we just don't have strong feelings about church, and we don't go to church every Sunday. But we think that for a child growing up, Christian values and Christian education, I mean, it worked really nicely for me and my husband, so it didn't hurt us. So we are very, very, very happy with that part of KONIS as well. And since we don't practice religion ourselves actively, in the beginning we were a little bit like, okay, how much religion is there involved in KONIS? But to us, as Finnish Scandinavian family, we find the level very nice. It's involved, the Christian values and some songs and topics of discussion and so on with the children, and we find that very educative, and it's very okay with us. We no difficult feelings about that at all. It's a natural part of education in our country as well. So.
I see. So that thing I all the time but
really
think about, because there are many Montessori schools in the world, but the Christian Montessori is not that many, because especially European people, they just living in a religious worldview, Christian worldview, but don't go to church every Sunday. So they one German mom, she mentioned about KONIS education. Oh, you better not saying about Jesus, God.
It's a little bit this. I feel this way of Christianity in Korea is a product of American mission work, and it feels very American to us.
Yeah.
So it's quite foreign. For us, religion is more. It's more private. It's in Finland. It's sort of also a kind of taboo that we don't discuss about. If we want to make friends, we do not discuss religion, politics, or money. Not topics for small talk. But for Americans, religion is a common small talk topic, which feels a bit foreign to Scandinavian, coming from Scandinavian culture and background. It's me and God. My relationship with God is my private issue, and we also do not need we do not need the churchmen to mediate so much between us and the God.
I see, yeah.
So it's a very private issue, and there's nothing. It's just a different culture of practicing religion.
I see.
And in Korea, it's a more American way, and in Scandinavia, especially, even compared to Central Europe, it's more on the background, like a private issue.
I see. Yeah. So that's why we have to learn the culture, right?
and I think just maybe some parents might want to talk about that more, and might want to, maybe it would be good if they would observe a class or like a one day, so they would see what it actually means.
We use living curriculum, but this is not the program. This is just focus in living life under God's message. So we should live in this beautiful ways. Yeah, that kind of teaching is here.
I find the amount of religious contents in KONIS totally fine. I was in the beginning, we were a little bit cautious about this point, but we found out that it's nothing. It's okay. And anyway, we went through religious education as well when we were children, and it doesn't hurt. It just integrates into the value system and the society, and then the child can make those religious choices when they grow up. In Finland, when you become 16, you go to what's that called? It's a kind of education program, usually in a form of a 1 or 2 week camp, where you go together with other young people and kind of in a concentrated way, in a seminar type of a way, you learn about, again, as an understanding kind of a grown-up person, you learn about the contents and the meanings of that are in the Bible and in the Christian values, and then you make a choice. Then it's I don't know, it's kind of a confirmation that you were baptized when you were a baby and didn't know anything about anything, but then you're sort of baptized again in a way, or confirmed as a member, grown-up member of the church, and then you make that choice with your grown-up mind and with all the knowledge if you want to be member of the church or not. Most children in Finland still go through that, and they become members of church, and then maybe at later age they find out that maybe they do not want to be part of the Finnish church. That might be a separate choice from their religious views, but they might not feel that the Finnish church, Lutheran church, is their home. Sorry for lengthy explanation. Don't use everything. Maybe cut out something.
So what is this? Is So let me check.
And if there's something left, and if I was, I might have diverted into some wrong topics at some points.
코니스에 하고 싶어. 마지막으로 그냥 코니스.
What did we miss from KONIS? That was one question that we didn't.
마지막으로 코니스에
When you go back to Finland, what you would miss most about KONIS?
그러니까 그런 코니스
그리워하실 건가?
아니.
그럼 마지막 your question.
그냥 코니스
last.
A recommendation for KONIS?
Okay, maybe two last points. What we will miss most from KONIS is naturally Eino will miss friends. Eino will miss the friends and the teachers. And I'm also sure that he will miss the food, because KONIS having their own kitchen, preparing everything here, and we've seen the menu and we know that Eino eats well here. I mean, I don't think we have in Finland many kindergartens where they actually make their own meals. That's something very precious that we will miss. And I will warm-heartedly recommend KONIS for my successor first, because she will come also with a small baby. After a while she will need a kindergarten, but also to anybody else coming from any Scandinavian country, I can assure that KONIS would be a kindergarten that would offer their children closest possible education that is available in the Finnish system, would be my understanding after checking several kindergarten options here in Seoul, and after being so happy with our son's development here at KONIS during the unfortunately short time we had. It's only 1.5 years.
Yes.
1.5 years only, and we are really sorry we are leaving the program, because I know it should be the full program, 3 years, to get the complete benefits, but for that reason we are taking Eino to Montessori kindergarten back in Helsinki, so he will eventually complete the 3 years of Montessori kindergarten.
Thank you for
Thank you for this time.
Yeah. So you give me more energy, more power to go to abroad.
And thanks to KONIS, I have had energy to work. I don't have. And this might sound horrible. I don't need to think about Eino while I'm working, because I know he's okay with you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Thank God.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. That was so wonderful.